Hello guys, so today we'll be continuing on Power BI. So we have done our calculation, loaded our information. Now what is remaining is we need to create a report view, okay, a dashboard. So my Power BI is already open here. You can see, so I have my filters, visualizations, and data. All right, remember we have merged two tables together. So from what the calculation here, they said we should perform some things, get the total quantity, cost, profit, sales, and the various diagrams. Now, to do this is what we're going to do. First of all, we are going to create a, a shape. So go to insert and we go shapes. Okay, so I'm going to go with the rounded corners shapes. Okay, now you can see by default I have this. So I'll just drag and try to adjust this like a form of a header. So we need to have a header for our dashboard that shows all what we are going to analyze. Okay, a major topic. So now we have this. I will just come to my format shapes, come to shapes, the rounded corners, fine, that's good. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is this. I'll have to go to where we have the style. I will change the color. So let's say we want to give a very, not too, a very good color. So I'll just go with the brown color here. Then I will just open the text and I'm going to write the header. So what I'm going to put here is going to be a sales. Okay, let's say sales analysis. Okay, the analysis. So there's going to be a header, sales analysis. Notice that when I write this, you can see we have this reflecting on our Power BI. All right, so I'm going to change this font. I'm going to use the Terrible Chart MS. All right, then increase the size. So I'll make the size 25, or let's just make it 35. All right, lovely. Then what we are going to do is we're going to put it on the horizontal alignment, left horizontal alignment, okay? Then we come down here, then the padding, we'll just give a padding of 15. 15, that's the space, the little space down there. All right. Now, the next thing we are going to do is that since we have a header already now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to have what we call a cloud, okay? We're going to have that. So we're going to have like a card that holds all the information that we want to put, our KPIs, which are called the key performance indicator. Now, this is what I'm going to do. So ensure you click outside, okay, so that you don't make changes. Remember, just click outside once, don't click on it twice. Click on it twice to give you something different. All right, so please take note. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a card. I say card new. I'll come to my visuals, card new. Okay, then I'm going to select those things that I want to add in my card. So from our text, from the analysis, we should get the total quantity, the cost, the profit, and the sales. Now this is what we're going to do. I'll come down to my sales table because it has the combination of the inputs and the masters. So I'll pick for the total sales we made. Okay, you can see the quantity. I think we did a calculation of total quantity. Okay, the quantity. If I check again, what other thing again? The costs, profits. Okay, quantity, cost, profits, and sales. So the cost will be the buying price. Then lastly, the profits. So we want to know how much we made as profit. Now, if you can see, I selected 4, but 3 is showing now. The reason why we're having this is because we have to format these cards. So I'll click on the cards, click on format your visuals, and you can see come down here. So I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to replace the sum of to total quantity. I want total quantity, not sum of. All right. Then the next thing again as well, I want the total buying price. So please ensure you do this total buying price. Then as well, we change this, make this total profit. Okay. So you can see we have our information. Now to make the first one visible, you see where we have add data to your visuals. Then we have what we call format your visuals. Okay, format your visual. So click on this. All right. Then come to where we have the layout. Then I'll change it from, I'll leave it as card, single row. Then I'll increase the maximum card shown to 4. When I make it 4 now, you can see we have our value. All right. Now, let's do some 1 or 2 formatting. Okay, so it's very important that when you are picking a font, you use only one font, and your color, the maximum you can use is 2 for uniformity. Okay, as much as you want to make a diagram, you need to make sure it is attractive and it's pleasant to the eyes. Okay, so now we'll go to where we have our callout values. I'll change the font to Terrible Chat MS. You can see 45. I'll reduce this. I'll make this 30. Okay, then the color, I will make this white. All right, then I'll make it horizontal alignment. So if it's white, just hold on. I know why I make it white. So we're going to do some other changes. That's for the values. Then I'll go to the labels. Labels as well, I'll change the font to the chart MS. Color, I'll make it white again. Then the size, I'll make it 15. Okay, not visible, you cannot see it. So now what I'm going to do now is this. So by the time I'm done with the callout values, I'll go to image, not image, go to cards, then change, you're going to do some changes. So the padding, we'll leave it as normal. The borders, background, we'll change the color and we pick our initial color for the headers. So by the time we do this now, we have our values. Then one thing again we are going to do again is we are going to adjust these borders. So for the borders, we'll make sure, okay, we'll just make it black. Okay, but we are still going to work on the design. So for the design, what we'll do is this. So we'll change it from shapes and we'll put it on snapped tab, bottom and top. We have something like this. So since it's 25, I can also make this 25 down here. Okay, you can see now we are making this the better look better. All right. So now the next thing on the card is I'm going to go for the shadows. Let's see if we can add a shadow, but outside, not inside. Okay, so we'll make a shadow. Okay, outside, bottom right. Good, good. Then also, okay, so we're done with cards. Then we'll go to general, effects, background white. It's okay, background white. Then we can also give an outside shadow. Okay. Then for the visuals, we on our visual borders and we make sure it's black. Okay, so I'll just drag this not too close up here so you can see. Then the rounded corners, I'll make it 10. Let's see, 10. And the width, I'll make it 2. Or let's make it 5. Let's see, 5. Oh, 5 will be too much. So let's make it 2. Yeah, 2 is okay. All right. So we have this now. You can see, we'll just make some other change again. Select this. So we'll go to where we have the shadows. I think we need to remove the shadows. Let's desist from using shadows. Okay, I think this will be better. And one other thing again is we need to go to our visuals, our cards, and see what we can do better on this. So what if we make this 15? Okay, and we make the other 15. Okay, so as I was saying, now to make some other changes that we have done. So I'm going to do some one or two changes here. Let's see if we can reduce this size a little bit. Let's make it 10 and we make the rest. Okay, so now this is what we are going to do. So I'll just drag this and place it up. So we have the KPIs already available. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do now is we're going to put those diagrams in here. So we have the various KPIs available in here. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our script and we see that we have some certain things to do. Now we want to see the sales types by quantity, meaning we want to see from which sales type we made more, we sold more quantity. All right, so to do this now, we are going to select the diagram under the visualization. I'm going to pick the So I'll go with the clustered column chart, select it. Okay, by default, I will have something like this. Then I'm going to select the information that I want to use. So you just select the informations in terms of the sales type, 1, then by the quantity, 2. So you can see the arrangement. We have this, you can see here. So sales type by the quantity. Then what we'll just do is quickly, we can format this. We can't present this, so we have to format this. So we'll go to format your visuals, the x-axis, we change the font, and we use our normal font. Remember, table chart MS, and make sure the color black. All right. Then one thing again we are going to do here is we are going to make sure we off the title. We don't need the title. We already have the information down here. Then we go to the y-axis. So for the y-axis, we off the title, and work on the values. So we just change the font to Cerebral Chart MS, and we make sure the color is black. All right. So now we have done this now. So remember, we off the title, we worked on the values for both Y and X axis. Now, the next thing we are going to do is we're going to go to the grade lines of the horizontal grade lines. We don't want the horizontal grade lines. Then we go to the colors and we change the color of the bars to our usual color. You can see now we're trying to blend the information. Now, the next thing we are going to do is this. So we close this and we need to have our data labels in terms of quantity. So I'll go to quantity here, options, then the values, then I change the font to Cerebral Chart MS, all right, increase the number and we make sure it's on 10, all right, so you can see 10. Then one thing we're going to do again is we're going to see the display unit. Let's put it in thousands. You can see because we're having 006. So let's put it in thousands and the decimal value will make it 1. Okay, so 0.6. So you can see this is not up to 1,000. It's not up to 1,000 in terms of quantity. All right. Then the next thing we are going to do now is this. So by the time we are done with the value inside the data label, now the next thing we are going to do here is we'll go to general, the title. So we'll change it from sum of title and we make sure to write the total quantity. Total quantity. So the total quantity. Okay. So total quantity by the sales type. So by the sales type, total quantity by the sales type. All right. Then the font, we change the font to Cerebral Chart MS. We increase the size. So the text color, we make the text color white. Okay. Then the background color is also going to blend with our main color. Then also we'll give it what a horizontal alignment. All right. Then lastly, what we do is we close this title. We go to our effects. Okay, effects. We leave the background on. We on our visual borders and we on the shadow. All right. So for visual borders, rounded corners, we'll make sure it's 5 and width 2. Okay, now we have this. Beautiful. Now we close this, and by the time we click outside, now we have a diagram. All right, so we have this diagram already available here. Now the next thing we are going to do now is we look for the next one, which is, so we need to do the payment mode, the category by profit, and the sales by the month. All right, so now the first one we're going to is the payment mode by sales. So payment mode by sales, I will also still pick, we can go for various diagrams. So I can go with the stacked bar chart. So stacked bar chart help us to display categorical values. Okay, so now this is what we do. So we'll look for the payment mode and the sales. So what we're trying to look at here is that which payment mode was mostly suitable for customers to make payment. All right, so we'll pick the sales. Okay, so we pick the sales. Now you can see we have to online and cash. All right, online and cash. So this is what we do. So we will still do the same thing. Format this again, our normal format visuals. So we format this Cerebral Chart MS. Color, we make it black. Okay, then we go to the title, change the font. Okay, so by the time we do this, we will off the title for the y-axis and we will also off the title for the x-axis. We don't need that. All right, we just need the basic values. So we go to the values, we change the font to Cerebral Chart MS. Again, color, we make sure the color is black. All right, you can see that. Then lastly, what we're going to do again is we are just going to change the grid line of the grid line. Then we go to the bars. So from the bars, we change the color. Okay. Then you can see we change the color from the bars. We change the color in the bars. Then we on the data label. We want to see how much was being covered. So from the data labels, you can see it's not visible. So we go to the values, change the font, and also we make sure the color is bold. All right, make sure it is bold. So we have something like this. Then The next thing we are going to do now is we're going to go to general. All right, for general, we go to the title, remove the sum of title, and we make sure we call it the total sales by the payment mode. As well, again, we change the font, make sure the size is 15 for the title. Then we change the text color white and the background color, okay, you can see. All right, then we give it a center alignment, horizontal center alignment. Very important we do that. Then the next thing we do again is we close the title, we go to our effects, then we on our visual border, make sure the rounded corners is 10, I think 10. Then width, we make sure the width is 2. 2 will be okay. All right, then also we on a shadow just to give a little beautify the appearance. Then okay, so we have this now. Now the next thing we have to do, you can see now, so we know that we have more in terms of $2,000 difference. Okay, and you can see now we have the interpretation that we made more in terms of online compared to cash. So according to cash, a slight difference. Compare, you can see also here, total quantity, we have more total quantity from direct sales compared to online and sales. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the next diagram, which is the category by profit. So when we're talking about which product we make the most, which product do we make the most profits. Now what I'm going to do is we can say, okay, now this is what we're going to do. We'll just select a particular diagram that can help us capture this. It's very important. So make the most category. What we can do is we can pick the pie chart in terms of proportion, and we select the category. Then we select the profit. All right, profits. So you can see we have the value. Then we also have one more, which is the sales by the month. So for the sales by the month, we're going to use the line chart. We drag the line chart here. Okay. Then we will pick the month. Let's go with the month name, and by the sales, total sales, total sales, total sales. The month name by the total sales. So now, so when you do that, now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you format your visuals. So for the line chart, you use line chart to capture the sales by the month. You want to see how sales have moved in terms of the month. All right, so you format your visuals, change the font to Richard MS, make sure the color is bold. Okay, then we off the title. All right, so then the next thing is we go to the y-axis and we off the values. So the same thing again, we'll just make some few changes. All right, change the font, ensure the color is black, okay, to make it visible. Then lastly, what we do is we go to the grid line of the horizontal grid line. Then we can change the colors, but I will leave the colors for the lines. Then on data labels, because we want to see how much has been made from the particular month. Okay, then we go to where we have the values. Ensure you change the font. So make sure the font is on to chart MS. The color, make it black, so to make it visible. All right, as much as you make it visible, then what you do is this. So the next thing is to go to general and change the title. So go to general, change the title, the font, ensure the font is on chart MS. Then text color will make it white, and the background color we make it on. Okay, then give a horizontal alignment. All right, so when you do this now, do it for the next. So with this, you have been able to create a table. All right, so now you just add the visual borders. So on the visual borders, make sure is on 5. All right, 5. Then the next thing is we on the shadows. All right, so we just place this information up here. Okay, then for the visual borders, make sure the width is 2. So when you make it 2, then the next thing you do is this. So just place this information. You can see now we have our diagrams. Then lastly, we have the sum of profits by categories. All right, so we want to see which category we made the most sales, the most profits. So now what we do is we format our visuals. Okay, so format your visuals, then put the data label. So from data label, go to values, then change the font to terrible chart ms, the color, make sure the color is black, okay, to make it visible. All right, to make it visible. Now, the next thing we are going to do is to go to the title, change it from the sum of profits to total profits, then change the font to chart ms, make sure it's on 15, and we make sure the text color is white and the background color is the normal color. You can see, then we just give an adjustment, make sure it's horizontal alignment, center the horizontal alignment. All right, then next again what we do is this. So go to title, effects, on the visual borders, make sure the rounded corners is 5, then the width, let's make sure the width is 2. Okay, so you can see we have our information. Okay, so I'll just drag this down here and make sure they both exhaust the space. So I'll just put it up here. Okay, so the same thing here, we will also still expand and we will drag this down here. All right, so the same thing. All right, so just try to place the information very well. Okay, so with this, I believe you have been able to create a report view, a dashboard that shows all the information. So you can rename this from page 1 and we call it dashboard. Okay, dashboard. All right, so this is just part. So what is just remaining is for us to add a slicer and a header. Then we're able to convert this to a PDF file. So I believe we have been able to know how to create a dashboard using Power BI.